Welcome to the Heal Yourself podcast, where we dive deep into all things healing. I'm Denise, a speech language pathologist and a self-love coach for adults and teens.
And I'm Kira, a traditional naturopath and functional nutritionist, and we are here to guide you through the transformative process of healing your body, mind, and soul.
From the latest in functional medicine to nurturing your relationship with yourself, healing trauma, and even transforming your money story, we're here to empower you with the knowledge and tools to create lasting change.
So whether you're looking to heal physically, emotionally, or spiritually, join us as we explore the many paths to wholeness and wellness. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Heal Yourself podcast. I am one of your hosts, Kira, and Denise could not join us today, but I do have a special guest. So welcome, Nina.
Thank you so much, Kira, for having me.
Of
Thank
course.
you, and hello, everybody.
So let me formally introduce you guys to Nina. I'm going to try not to butcher her last name, but it's Nina Maglich. She's a transformational mentor, business strategist, and soul-aligned guide dedicated to helping healers, coaches, and spiritual entrepreneurs step into their purpose, overcome self-doubt, and build thriving, sustainable businesses. With an impressive 18-year track record crafting a successful marketing campaign for Fortune 500 companies and small businesses across the US and Europe, Nina blends world-class marketing expertise with her signature illuminated experience method, which is a soul-centered approach designed to help healers release limiting beliefs, embrace their gifts unapologetically, and create businesses that make a profound impact. So again, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so I always like to start by asking, how did you get to this place in your life? Like, business mentor, sure, but you're not just a typical business mentor. There's definitely a spiritual twist. So tell us a little bit about that.
So, I have been working in marketing for more than 18 years, but there was a point in my life, exactly 7 years ago, when I became very, very sick. I spent 18 months going to the doctors, visiting hospitals, doing all blood tests, all body scans to figure out why I have enormous pain in my belly. And every time when I had a cramp, I was paralyzed from pain for 1 hour. At the beginning, it was not such a big deal, but there was a moment in my life when I couldn't walk, I couldn't work from pain because I had 5 to 8 cramps per day. Regardless what I ate, regardless of time of day, it was just painful. And there was a one moment at hospital when they told me it's going to take us years to find out what is the root cause of your problem. I felt defeated. I felt like my whole world collapsed. And I left hospital crying. And I said, I cannot live like this one more day. In that very, very desperate state, I reached out to an energy healer in LA, and she healed me in just 2 sessions. I have never had pain again. And that changed my whole life. I said, okay, I want to know what you know. I want to be able to help myself. I don't want to beg for help. I want to be able to help myself whenever I need it. And I started learning about energy healing really just to help myself. But when people saw my transformation, they start reaching out to me. And all these friends and colleagues from different courses started referring me their friends and family members. And all of a sudden, without even realizing, I was booked weeks in advance. And I was like, oh my God, this is not hobby anymore. This is a real business. So, yeah, I decided to become a healer. Actually, I was a healer at that time. I just needed to really embrace it and really step fully into that purpose because it took me almost 1 year to announce on LinkedIn that I have a healing business now because I have been doing like marketing campaigns for Fortune 500 companies and small businesses the last for more than 18 years. You know, I have big companies as a client, and I was so afraid what people are going to say about me. Oh my God, what they are going to say, like all these CEOs and my colleagues, what they're going to say about me. And I remember the moment that changed my whole life. I posted on LinkedIn that I have a company. Just 7 days after that, one of my mentors, master thesis mentors, one of my first bosses, and she was also dean at university, she wrote me a card and she said, "It looks like you found your calling. What can you wish for more?" I cried like a little baby because I realized the only person standing in my way was me. If I want to build a business that is going to touch millions of hearts, I need to work on myself, my own doubts, my own limiting beliefs. So, in order to serve clients and really show up for the world, because before you do any work in the world, you need to really work on yourself. And this is how everything began. And at the same time, I was doing healing, I was doing marketing, and I always thought marketing and healing have nothing to do with each other. And I tried to keep my both identities separate. And while I was building my business, my healing business, I helped other healers build their businesses too. And after 3 years, I reached out to them, like after 3 years helping and never charging for anything. I said, okay, guys, really need to start charging for the service. And they said, okay, that's amazing. And they started sending me clients, and all of a sudden it really took off. And I just want to say, like, the moment when I embraced the whole me, my life changed.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's so easy for us to ignore the authentic us and to think, oh my gosh, well, what if somebody doesn't like that? And oh, well, what if my mom sees that? And what if, there's so many things. And it's like, who cares? You're going to be judged all the time. What does it matter? But we get so in our heads about that of, oh my gosh, I don't want to feel if someone's angry with me or doesn't approve of me. And it's like, it's just, there's so much that we could dig into that. How did
Yeah.
you start to move through those limiting beliefs then?
So I first needed to look inside of me and realize what is the fear I have. I start working on the fear and fear of being judged. As you mentioned, like we are the worst critics ever
Yeah.
because we criticize ourselves more than other people do. Like, when we embrace our whole us, like a whole personality that we are, people say to us like, "Oh my God, finally." People saw that in us before we even saw that in ourselves. And I had a friend of mine with whom I spent a lot of time when I went to high school. She said to me, "Nina, you have been spiritual your whole life, but now you're living it. Everybody knows about that, and that's amazing." And I had to really, really look inside of me what is out of alignment inside of me and change that. And it wasn't easy. Yeah, the scariest place to visit is the place where our fears reside. And, and then really understand that nothing will happen if somebody sees you. I know so many other healers have the same block as well, fear of visibility. But sometimes we need to ask ourselves if we go to shopping center, there are thousands, hundreds of people there, and they will see us and nothing will really happen.
Mhm.
So what is really going to happen if somebody sees that you're a healer, that you're doing other things? Nothing. I think people are busy with their own life and they really don't have so much time to like really take care of our lives. So it's really all in our head.
And so much of it, everything is in our head. Um, well, and then if we can relate this back to healing, it's the same thing, right? Like you work with business, entrepreneurs, but a part of that is still healing. Like we cannot get to a place in our life where we're truly happy, whether it's in relationships, with finances, in our business, parenting, like all aspects, until we dig into that work. And at the same time, if we're constantly, a fear of rejection or judgment or what others think, we're going to start to deal with health issues. So I'm curious, when you were on that physical healing journey and then you discovered that energy healer, did you have to do any of that inner work? Like, was she able to heal you? Or do you think you starting to work through some of the limiting beliefs and understanding that also played a role in your health?
She helped me remove the pain I had. After that, I never had pain again. But I still had to go through process of, I call it rebirthing,
Yeah.
because I had to let go of parts of me that didn't serve me anymore. I remember during our healing session, she said to me, Nina, you need to let it go.
Mm,
I said to her, I cannot let it go. If I let it go, I will not be me. It's so funny to think about that. But you need to let go to become, because the old version of me didn't serve me anymore. All these fears, all these limiting beliefs didn't really serve me.
yeah.
And I had to really dig deep. I spent like 3 months during that course. Really, I spent like got crazy about energy healing. I really, really loved it so much that I practiced almost 14 hours per day.
Wow.
I was like really waking up at 5, and from between 5 and 8, I worked on myself. And then I had healing sessions with clients, and like that was the whole day. I was so obsessed about that because it was so amazing to see results.
Mhm.
You know, to see the change. That was something that fascinated me. Like, oh my God, you can change your life much faster than you think. You can heal
Yeah.
yourself much faster than you think if you choose to. And that was something that I got really I fell in love with energy healing. And 3 months I spent really, really digging deep and also healing myself and also helping others heal. Yeah, it was a journey, I would say.
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning when you start healing yourself, the first few weeks are really, really tough.
Well, I love what you said that your energy healer said, let it go, because that's the thing. It's so easy to get wrapped up in, okay, this one thing is going to help me, or I need to tweak my protocol, or I have to totally change my diet. It's like, sure, all of those things may play a role, but true healing, Denise and I talk about this all the time, is what it comes from within. It's letting go of the pieces of you that no longer serve you. People don't understand that the first 7 years of our life are more than formative. It's creating everything, our beliefs, our um, thoughts around the world, and that continues to show up later in our life. And then we wonder why, at the age of 35, all of a sudden we're unhappy, we're unfulfilled, we don't feel good, but we're still carrying all these old stories, all these old beliefs, and we haven't let that shit go.
Yeah, that's really true. I also worked with clients who were in their 70s.
Mm.
And they still have a lot of pain and trauma from their childhood. When you see a 7-year-old, like a lady or a man crying in front of you, like a little child, you see there's so much unhealed within all of us. Not only them, but we all have so much that needs to be healed. Um, and we cannot really become the best version of ourselves if we are not willing to let go the past and what is not serving us.
Yeah. One of the things you talk about, in the business world, but again, we can relate this to anything in the realm of healing, is you're the creator of your own reality. I know what you mean by that, but for people that are coming in and they're like, what do you mean I'm the creator of my own reality? Like, I've got all these health issues and my business isn't working well and I have $0 to my name. I'm creating that. Can you expand on that?
Yes, definitely. The way how we create our reality, there's some limiting beliefs that we imprinted from our childhood, from people around us, that we believe this is the way how you live life. These people are not bad people, they just don't know better. And that's the truth. As we grow up, they are the people we look at. And, we try to live according to their rules. And very often there's something inside of us that teaches us, actually programs us how to behave in a certain situation that causes us to not having money on our bank account, not having business that we want, or have some health issues. And very often when I start learning about other people's issues and also understanding what is the real issue here, you will understand there's some limiting beliefs and pains from the past that in some point of our life benefited us, but not anymore. You know, there were some ways that we protected ourselves as a children, behaving in a certain way, talking in a certain way, but that doesn't serve us 20, 30, 40, 50 years later. And that's the thing, like the only constant thing in our life is change, and people are trying so hard to keep the old things in their life instead of let go and embrace the new things in their life and really open up for new possibilities.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing right there is new possibilities. I working with clients, I actually had one the other day who was like, I just want to get back to how I felt before pregnancy. Like that's I understand the desire, but when you've had multiple kids and you're 10 years out, why do you want to go back to the way things were 10 years ago? Can we learn to embrace the new us? We're not going to look the same. We're not going to feel the same. And that's okay. Maybe you can look and feel better, but it's going to be different. And we get so hung up on, I want things to stay exactly how they were. And I'm like, guys, that it doesn't work that way. If we're always growing, then we're always changing.
Yeah, and like we are using so much energy, so much life force
Hmm.
to keep things the same, even though they are not serving us anymore. And even though they are making us like sick, even though they are making us like stuck in our life, but we are so focused to keep them like, oh my God, don't change anything, don't change anything. But the moment when you really let go is the where the really new, beautiful beginning starts.
Yeah, 100%. Um, is there anything else you feel like our listeners need to hear? Anything you want to say about creating your own reality, being a victim of circumstances, money, like anything that you want to?
Yeah, I just want to say no matter what your life situation is, how hard your life is, how much pain you have in your life, you can change your life by just choosing. It really starts with a choice to change something in your life. And every single story you had in your life, every single life experience made you better and stronger. And all these life experiences that you have in your life right now are going to help you become better version of yourself in the future. You take the lessons that you learn and let go of what is not serving you. Because the moment when you do that, you will feel liberated. And that's the most beautiful feeling you can ever have.
Yeah, and that's healing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so lovely speaking with you. I know you've got a free gift for our listeners, so guys, that'll be in the show notes. All of Nina's contact information will be there, but is there a preferred way to find you, reach out to you, anything like that?
Yes. If you want to connect, I would be happy to connect with you. You can find me on my website, ninamaglich.com. I also have a YouTube channel where I share a lot of tips. It's called Nina Maglich. Yeah, I also have LinkedIn, and you can find me almost everywhere. But I prefer if you can contact me on my website, like send me an email or yeah, you can watch there. I have a lot of free training about healing, about business, how to set up soul aligned business, how to do things that really makes you happy. I have a lot of free training. You can come to my website and watch it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. All right, guys, you know the drill. Find us on Instagram. Let us know how you're liking the episodes, if there's something you want us to talk about or someone you want us to interview, and we would love your reviews. So we'll see you on the next episode.